Welcome! And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to add virtual hard drives in Oracle VirtualBox. This is for any OS you may be using in Oracle. We will then, after the fact, be going in how to add a RAID array to Windows Server 2019. These steps can also be followed in Windows 10, Windows 11. The first step to adding virtual hard drives to a VM is make sure your VM is turned off. It can't be in standby or saved. Must be powered off. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up here to this gear icon or the settings menu. Going to click that and we'll get this nifty little window right here. First thing we're going to do is go to storage. As you can see, I already have 3 drives added. I'm going to be adding an additional 3 and setting up a secondary RAID array. So click Add Attachment down here at the bottom. It's this little blue icon with a plus on it. It'll pop up 2 options, optical drive and hard disk. We are going to select hard disk. It will then bring up this screen. In my case, Windows Server 2019 hard disk selector. Now, for whatever virtual machine you are using, it will have the name of your virtual machine here. The next thing we're going to do is click Create, because we are creating new virtual disk images. We're going to leave it as VDIs. You're going to click Next in the wizard page. Do not pre-allocate full size, as that will take up the entire amount that you allocate. Next is setting how large you're going to make your drives. In my case, because I'm adding a secondary RAID array onto a server which already has one, I'm going to do smaller drives. They're going to be 5 gigabytes a piece. And I'm going to be adding 4 in total. So for each disk, I'm going to repeat this. Create VDI next. Skip pre-allocation next. And then select your disk size. Again, in my case, it's going to be 5 gigabytes. Now that all your drives are created, go ahead and click on. Unfortunately, you can only do this one drive at a time, which isn't amazing by any means. So select your first disk, then you're going to go down here to the bottom right-hand corner. There are 2 options, choose and cancel. We're going to go ahead and choose. That will add the drive to your drive hierarchy here in the storage submenu. We are then going to add the next drive. We're going to click the blue box with the green plus yet again. Hard drive. Come back to the Windows Server 2019 hard disk selector. And you're going to select your next drive. And you're going to do this for each drive individually. Now that all your drives are completed, you can click OK, or you can go ahead and make each disk hot pluggable, which means you can remove a disk from the array or add another. I'm going to make it each of these hot pluggable, as I will be later doing a video on how to swap out drives in a virtual RAID array. Now that all your drives are set up correctly in the storage manager in the Windows Server 2019 settings, going to click OK. And now that all those drives are added, we are going to boot into our virtual machine. Now that we are in VirtualBox, as a reminder for those who may not remember on how to do this for server operating systems, you cannot Control-Alt-Delete on the VirtualBox itself. If I was to Control-Alt-Delete right now, it would bring up my Control-Alt-Delete menu on the host system. So instead, we're going to click Input, Keyboard, and then Insert Control-Alt-Delete. And that'll take us to our login screen. Now, wait for everything to load up. We will then go down here to the Start button. We're going to right-click and go to Disk Management. It will give us the 4 new disks that we have just added. I will select GPT because it is the latest and greatest. And then OK. Now, let's scroll on down. And we see our 4 new drives right there, unallocated. So we're going to go ahead and select the first disk. You can click either on the white section after the 4.98 gigabyte unallocated text, or you can click on the gray box. Right click on the gray box where it has the disk name and all the other information. We're going to do a new Raid-5 volume. It will bring up the wizard. Once the wizard is up, next, you are then going to select all the disks you want to add. So once all your disks are selected, click Add, and it will add all the disks into the selected box. You do not need to change anything else here. Go ahead and click Next. It will ask you for a drive letter. I recommend leaving that at whatever it sets automatically. Go ahead and click Next. Here, we're going to perform a quick format as these drives are being formatted for the first time. And we're going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it TechSupportBasics. And then you're going to click Next. It will bring up this where it tells you all the relevant information about the array. Go ahead and click Finish. A disk management pop-up will pop up. This is letting us know that the operation will convert the disks from basic disks to dynamic disks. There will be no information left on the created disks once this process completes. So here we are going to click Yes, as we do want to continue. And then we wait. The drives will resync, as the drives do require to be synchronized. Now that the array is resynchronized and complete, we can see that each of these new disks has the drive name and the drive letter. They are all identical. Now, to verify that our drive is working correctly, We will go to the File Explorer, and we can see here on the left-hand side, under this PC, the new drive. There's nothing in it. We can look at the properties of the drives. In our case, we lose essentially one drive worth of storage. The total array storage is 15 gigabytes, but 5 gigabytes is redundancy, and that is striped across multiple drives. Thank you for watching this tutorial. For more tutorials in the future, please subscribe. Have a good day.